Hello, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I have a summer deck haul, a little mini summer deck haul. These are new decks in my collection from the publisher Chengdu Arcana that I think have a real summer flair. So let's get started. So the deck that inspired this whole video was this one. It's literally called Summer Tarot. It came with these stickers, which let's get them out of the package and take a closer look at them. I'm thinking that if you purchase directly from the publisher, maybe you'll also get these stickers until they run out. And then I've heard, and now I don't know because I've never ordered from Vermilion, but I've heard that Vermilion also gives stickers when they sell their decks. But these, okay, so they're like vellum, vellum style stickers. These are nice. Oh, I'm excited because I've been journaling this year. I don't usually do paper journals, but this year I have been. And so it's nice to have stickers to go along with the deck. So that came with it. And then we have this deck. Now, this is by the creator Lee Shaw, published by Chengdu Arcana. I have a couple of other decks by this creator, two of which actually are sitting right here because I've been using them this season. This is the Phantasm of Life Tarot, and I did a full walkthrough of this one. I'll just give you a quick look at this one. Very story-like, just pretty. It's pretty and it feels warm. It's warm and doll-like, and I enjoy this one. So this one is out for me right now. And then another one that's been sitting out, and I actually am ready to kind of swap out now, but I have been using it a lot lately, is this one, the Storyboard Tarot. I enjoy this creator's decks. I think that they're clever and useful, and I use them. This one is cool because it separates all of the picture in different little blocks as if it's a storyboard. Like if you're creating a story or creating a movie where you're putting the different parts of the story together to make a bigger picture, but they've separated them out so that you can see it more clearly what you're meant to be focused on. And when I use this deck, I focus on different parts of the card and leave some parts of the card depending on what jumps out at me. So it's really great for using my intuition, working my intuition, exercising it. So I like this deck, and this is a Storyboard Tarot. I have full walkthroughs of both of these, but today we're going to take a look at the Summer Tarot. This is the newest one in my collection. Also comes in a two-part box. This is the inside of the box. The cardstock feels about the same. There's like this rubbery film on it, but they're cardboardy and bendy. And then you've got this, I don't know if you can tell, that foiling that's happening on the back. There you go. Now you can see it. And then on the front, no foiling, just these beautiful images. And so let's take a look at the guidebook and we'll get the premise of the deck. So here's the guidebook. As always, they come in Chinese and English. And sometimes it's worth it to take a look at the front of it with your Google Translate just to see if there's anything different. I haven't done that yet. It does look like you get quite a bit of writing in the English. And here's the publisher information and the writer and the artist information there. It says the Summer Tarot portrays a story full of surprises from a youthful perspective, infused with the vibrant colors of summer and the infectious spirit of youth. Although the entire deck is based on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, many images still differ significantly from traditional ones. It's like even though we could grow up following the rules, we still want to live in our own style bravely in our youth, which is youthful yet powerful. At the same time, this deck is also designed for all the young people who are not afraid of the future. Congratulations on confidently embarking on your journey of youth. You are the protagonist of this long novel, so feel free to use time to color your fiery heart as you please. So there's a spread here, Youth Without Worries. And then you go into your major arcana. So you get a little bit of information on what's going on in the card and the energy of the Fool. Then you also have some upright and reversed keywords. And in the back, it looks like it's similar, but without the thumbnail. So here's the Two of Cups. If you want to take a look, you can take a screenshot of that. And then that's it. So that's it and we'll shuffle and read one when we finish looking through the cards. Let's take a look at the cards. All right, so we have our Fool. Look how summery and beautiful. He's even got on his little hat, or her little hat. So cute. So I like this deck because it felt youthful, and I thought that, yes, this could be something great to use to read for younger people, for teenagers, and then also just to feel that youthful spirit in my readings, that sort of more carefree spirit to remind me to be carefree in my interpretations, I thought. So that could be fun. The Hierophant looks like a professor. And here's our lovers on their little journey, their new love. And look at the balloon. Very cute. Carefree Chariot. My mom is afraid of birds, so this strength card makes me I get it. You know what I mean? Like I feel that. It's like you have to be this when they swarm like this, you have to kind of steel your nerves, don't you? The Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune as a clockmaker. I thought that was so clever. Here's Justice. She's flying a fish kite, it looks like. Blowfish or something. Maybe a goldfish. Ooh, maybe it's a goldfish. That would be cool. The Hanged Man, Death with the little sprout here. Temperance. I feel like I'm seeing a few different ages of people, still youthful, but youthful in their 20s, youthful in their teens, youthful in their, as actual children. So I thought that that is kind of cool to see. I love the modernism and the realism in these cards. This tower is like a real life tower moment, actually depicting something that we could actually see happening and then equate other things too. So if I was giving this to someone to learn to read tarot, I feel like this would be a fantastic deck to learn on because it gives you realistic situations. People are always asking me, how do you answer this question with these keywords that they find, in the books and things like that. I feel like a deck like this is very helpful for that because it allows you to see real life situations. It kind of reminds me of my So Below deck, where it's like real life situations, and then you can see that and then equate it to other real life situations in your life. It's like that have the same effect or that you might see in the same space, and then it helps you kind of bring it all together, for people who are learning to read. So here we're in the Wands. So the Two of Wands is in the library. The Three of Wands, she's looking out over her village. She's climbed this tree. She's looking out over her village. The Four of Wands looks like she's like decorating for something. The Five of Wands, he's upset about something. I'm going to just set this aside so that we can compare it to the Five of Swords because I feel like that's something that I like to look at when I think about decks that I tell people they should use to learn. Like, how do those harder cards compare to each other? Those more difficult cards to learn. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Nine, this 10. Happening here? It looks like we have a little boy. Oh, you know what? It's like this little boy is going to fishing and this one has to stay here at the shop. Maybe is that the burden? I don't know. I don't know. Here's the page. Is that him all girl? Oh no, maybe he actually got out of there. It looks like the same boy. Yes. Okay, so he's like, no, I'm gonna go. Here's the knight, the queen, and the king. Very cute together there. Here's the Ace of Cups. That's so cute with all the doves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then we have these two up here, 6, 7, and a rainbow. That's nice. Two of Cups. Very cute. Did they just meet? Or are they on a date? I don't know. 3 of Cups. 4. Does she have an ice cream by herself? Look at the beautiful cherry blossoms. 5 of Cups. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that we got just that sliver of light. So it's like there's so many stories that can come out of that. 6 of Cups. I'm not going to take too long because we have a lot of decks to go through, guys. 7. Beautiful. Look at what's in the bubbles. Let's see. Let's just take a little time. Okay. It looks like we're deciding between her dancing, her cupcakes, her boo, her drinks, and like ice cream. Or is that ice cream? It's shaped like a head. Maybe it's like a decorative ice cream. And then we have sweets and baguettes. Lots of food choices. And what's this? Perfume? I think it's perfume. Cute. Eight of Cups. He's on the train leaving. Interesting. Let's just look in the book and see what that says. Eight of Cups. He's going very fast for Eight of Cups, right? Departure is one of the most, okay, so here it is for the Eight of Cups. It says departure is one of the most common occurrences in life, but deciding to leave is not easy. When you find that certain environment, a relationship, or a career is no longer resonating with you, the Eight of Cups appears in your tarot spread. A young man sits on a long distance bus, determined to leave the city. Ah, okay. The Nine of Cups. I'll have to get there's writing on this card and I don't know what it says. I'm gonna have to get the Google Translate out to translate these things. Ten of Cups, Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, Queen. Look at her and her little puppy. This soft little doggy, very cute. And the King. And look, she's the and you know what's interesting to me about this Queen of Cups? We have this tree that looks very almost cotton, almost soft. But then the trunk of the tree is encased in what looks like these bricks. So that's an interesting juxtaposition, I think, for the Queen of Cups. And then here we have the King of Cups. What is he at the airport or at the bus stop? I think this is the airport, maybe. Definitely need to steal your emotions for airport travel. Ace of Swords. The two, she's got an idea. She sees something here. The Two of Swords. Okay. The swords and the rock. The Three of Swords. She looks very upset with this boy. Oh, oh, I see. He's throwing things at her. I see. Let's see what it says in the book about this. Okay, if you'd like to read that for yourself. It says Three of Swords brings spiritual and mental suffering, which stems from deception, oppression, or betrayal from the outside world. The girl, covered with dirt, is still bullied by the classmates behind her. Her clenched fists show signs of resistance. Awakening consciousness is the only way for us to escape from this pain, albeit reclaiming our soul is more difficult than losing love. Upright, pain, sadness, separation. Reversed, isolation, mental unrest. Okay. This is the Four of Swords. She made all these little origami birds and then fell asleep. Five of Swords. Okay. So I wanted to see it with the Five of Wands. Okay, so let's compare these two. So we have the Five of Wands, the physical manifestation of that discourse. And then we have the Five of Swords, the mental manifestation of discourse. And I mean, I can definitely see the physical and maybe even the mental because it's like, it almost looks, it's on their faces what they're thinking almost. I love that sword in the background separating them. That's cool. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. She's just floating away. Isn't that interesting? Let's see what that says in the book. I'm going to read the Six of Swords as well. Let's see. It says swimming relaxes your mind. Ooh. Close your eyes and enjoy the feelings of floating your body and mind at the same time. Use your hands to move your body forward, but keep it at a steady, slow pace to find a more comfortable feeling for the rest of the trip. When Six of Swords appears, it brings a positive shift in mindset, making you find a way suitable for yourself to get back on the path of progress. Upright healing, transition, transportation, travel, relocation. Reverse self-denial, escapism, resistance to change. Interesting. I definitely agree with the keywords. The choice here is not something that I would have thought of, but I don't mind it. It does calm your mind to float in a pool like this. And you can move forward using your arms. So I mean I get that, but and there's water there, which makes me think Six of Swords for sure. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yeah, I love all these real life situations. Nine of Swords. What's back there? There's like a boogeyman. Can you see him? It's just a shadow, but it could be a boogeyman. Ten of Swords. Up, more writing. More writing. I don't know if all of these are getting sucked out of the window or just they were maybe stacked on the desks and they're all getting blown off. I wonder what they say. I love that this is so rooted in communication and writing. It's good. Page of Swords. I'm gonna we'll look at all of the court cards together in a moment. Here's the Knight, the Queen, and the King. All right, so here's the Ace of Pentacles. Love her diamond earrings. The Two of Pentacles with the two cups underneath. That's cute. Three of Pentacles coming together to build a sandcastle. That's a very useful experience. The Four of Pentacles. Or even if you have a young family, I think that that could be an experience that you might, as a person with a young family, experience even today. Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. The Eight. He's like taking pictures of his progress, maybe. The Nine of Pentacles. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. Nine. Very comfy. And here's the 10. Page. Very cute. The Knight. Okay, she's doing copies and planning. The Queen and her King. Let's take a look at the court cards real quick and then we will move on to the next one. Okay, before we get started, let's start with the aces. So we have the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Okay, Ace of Swords with the little light bulb there, and the Ace of Pentacles looking very ornate. Yes, I can see that. All right. So now, so here are our pages. So we've got the Page of Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. Yeah, I can see all of them except for this Page of Swords. Let me just see what it says in the book because that's throwing me off. I don't get that one. Okay, so here's the write-up. It says the Page of Swords exhibits a tendency toward fervent exploration of the world, as if she's mapping out the path to discovering knowledge and wisdom. Like a messenger of the wind, her clear and sharp mind can always capture important information, acting decisively and striking at the heart of the matter. Upright, mental agility, well-informed, prudence, judgment, exploring the unknown. Reversed, misinformation, impracticality, and sluggishness. Okay, the guidebook makes sense, but this doesn't feel very swords to me. It doesn't feel very airy. Even though the wind is blowing, I see that, but it doesn't feel very airy to me. This feels more like a Page of Swords to me. And maybe that could be a Page of Pentacles. I would have swapped them. Okay, so now we have our knights. We've got the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Those are all wonderful. I love all of those. So that all makes sense. Queens, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I can see them. I can see them. Here are kings. King of Wands, King of Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. Yeah, definitely see them. So just really quickly, if you'd like to see them in a family before we go, here's the wand suit. Here are the cups. The swords. And the pentacles. Looks like she grew up and got a little family, didn't she? Yeah, I like it. Read already from the guidebook, but let's give it a quick shuffle just so you can see how it shuffles and lay it out. It's very bendy, so it's an easy shuffle. So size. This card is a little bit more narrow than a normal tarot size card. So this is a normal tarot size card. And you can see that it's slightly more narrow than this card. And then up against a standard oracle, they're smaller. So they're the same height, but just a little bit more narrow than a normal tarot size card. The cardstock, like I said earlier, is like a sort of papery cardboard with a lamination on it, like a rubbery lamination, which makes them nice and bendy. So let's lay these out so you can see what they look like. And then we'll take a look at the next summary deck that I got from this publisher. All very, very lovely decks, but this one is definitely the one I wanted to show first because it is, I mean, literally the summer tarot. I haven't really been into summer lately. For some reason, I've been really stuck on spring. So I'm hoping that having this one here now will drag me into summer. So I'm looking forward to trying this and reading with it. So again, that is the Summer Tarot by Lee Shaw, published by Chengdu Arcana. Next up, we have Sage Rabbit Tarot. Now, this deck is a lot smaller than a standard size tarot deck. This one, like I said, is a little more narrow, but it's same size. And you can see that this is almost like a 10 size deck, but it comes in a tuck box, a nice little sturdy tuck box. This is one of those like tougher tuck boxes. Comes with a little little white book with in here we have an introduction. It talks about the myth of rabbits and in Chinese culture, and then how to use. There's a couple of spreads. You got the rabbit ear spread. There's just one spread, the rabbit ear spread, and then you have upright and reverse keywords for all of the cards. And that is this little book that comes in the box. And then the cards, these are the backs. Very summery, right? They feel like, I don't know, like strawberry shortcake or something. And here are the cute little cards. So this little deck was created in 2022 when the year was the rabbit year. Last year was the year of the dragon, and they did a dragon deck, and I have that one, and I did a walkthrough of it, so hopefully I'll remember to put it up there, but if not, it's in my tarot walkthroughs. And then this year there is a snake one. So because it's the year of the snake. So you can check that one out on their website as well. I don't have that one because I don't like snakes like that, but but it is available as well. I do like an RWS clone. This one is an RWS clone with this mythological rabbit. So let's just zoom in and take a closer look. I think we'll look at them 3 or 4 at a time. So here's our Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress. Very cute. So I don't know the lore of this rabbit, but I will be looking it up. I think in the book it said it was called the Jade Rabbit, and I will be looking up this lore. But look how cute. Look, look at this lover's card. It's cute. I like this little energetic rabbit that is like all dressed up in all of these ancient Chinese costumes, you know, all this ancient Chinese clothing with this beautiful, lush background. It is pretty RWS, so easy to read. Look at that moon card. How adorable is that? Look at that sun card. Giving Peter Rabbit all day. So then, so cute. We're into the wands. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. Look at this dancer for the world. Oh my goodness, stop it. Look, I love this. I knew I was going to like it because I like single animal cards where it's just one animal going through all the deck. It's like I tend to enjoy these better than the ones with the multiple animals. So yeah, when I saw that they had, here's our court, our wands court. Look at him with his mouth open. I mean, it's a pretty standard wands court. I can definitely see it's the wands because they're holding those wands, so that's good. And it's labeled pretty clearly on the bottom. 2, 3, 4. These, I think it's the ace through tens that are getting me, you know, and the majors. The courts, the wands court didn't really excite me, but these are super cute. So that's cool. 9, 10, and then let's look at the court page, the knight, the queen, and the king. Again, I like the ace through 10 better. Ace, two, three, four, the swords. Five. Look at his face. Six. Oh, what is this six of swords doing? He's playing a flute. Walking on a. It's being held up by the swords, this bridge. It's like a log, and he's playing a flute. Interesting. I wonder if that's part of the lore for this story, for this rabbit. Something about this flute. 9 and 10. And here comes the court. The rabbit riding the horse in the little outfits is cute. For sure. Ace, two. Well, I like the dynamics of that. Three and four. Okay. They're cooking mushrooms. 5, 6, 7, 8. I like the traditional look to this. So we have the Five of Pentacles, but they've taken the church out of it. I like the look of the Six of Pentacles and even just the body posture there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very cute. I love this Nine of Pentacles with the cherry blossoms. Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And here are the backs. So let's give it a little shuffle. The cardstock on this feels like a playing card. It's like a nice bouncy, snappy, smooth playing card without the. It has a linen finish, but I can't feel it. I can see it though. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I can see it when I move it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it has a linen finish. It's nice and snappy. You can't feel it. There's no texture to it. It feels smooth and it shuffles great. The size of the card, let me just show you, up against a normal size tarot card. That's the size. Up against an oracle. It's like a bridge size, I would say, maybe a little bit taller than a bridge size playing card. I think a bridge size playing card would probably stop around there. So it's just a tiny bit taller, I think. Might be the same size, to be honest. Don't quote me on that. It feels taller, but it might be the same size. See what we got. I thought she was so pretty, so I'm excited to. We're only gonna get keywords in here, so let's read the keywords. Upright, self-examination, safety, success, enjoying happiness alone, resting and building up strength, material achievement. And then for reversed, loneliness, indulgence. No, yeah, and it says indolence. It probably should say indulgence, giving up halfway, and breaking promises. Sometimes we do get some typos in there in the English, but it does also come with the Chinese in the front if you want to see that. And if you would like to read the story in the front, because I'm not going to stop to read it, I'll just put it here. You can take a screenshot and read that if you're interested. So that is the Adorable Sage Rabbit Tarot. Very summery. I love the colors. I love the softness of the artwork. And this rabbit is just adorable. In most of the cards, it's actually very dynamic and cute. And there's movement, which I love. They look like they're dancing and jumping and stuff like that. I'm interested to read about this story so that I can see if maybe I can see a little bit more in what the choices that they made, where they step away from the RWS, why they stepped away in that way. I wonder if I read the story, if I would see that. It doesn't really matter because it's very close, so I can absolutely read this with no problem, but it would be fun to just know a little bit more about the story. So I'm probably going to look it up. So that is the Adorable Sage Rabbit Tarot, another gem from creator Lee Shaw. Here are the backs. So I'm racking up quite the Lee Shaw collection here. I'm pretty sure that Dragon Tarot that I was telling you about that came out last year is also by the same creator, but I'll have to take a closer look. So now let's look at an oracle. All right, so this is the only oracle in the mix. This is the Nature Enlightenment cards. So I have shown quite a few of these Enlightenment cards, and I'm pretty sure this is the last one in the collection. If you guys would like to see one video with all of them, let me know. I'm happy to do it. But this is the last one that I have, and I'm pretty sure this is the final one in the set so far that they've created, and they all kind of are the same. The guidebooks are similar, so they come in these two-part boxes. They're the same in the production, but the cards are different. The keywords are different and stuff like that. You have the foiling on the outside, very beautiful, smooth, matte boxes. The cards are linen with a plastic coating, and these have the green backs. They all have the same back with different coloring, and this has a green edging. Here's the book. They all have different creators. So here's the creator information here. Here's the table of contents. And you can see all the words there. There's 36 cards. And in the front, you have the Chinese, and then the back, the English. And they all are the same in the forewords. They just say, that we're going to learn, we're going to grow, we're going to use these to better ourselves, to find our purpose. And then there's a couple of basic spreads. It tells you the number and the title on the card, a little summary, and then some enlightenment words, which are like keywords. So for this first one here, self-examination, it says, summarize and adjust the behaviors in the past to form a more correct guidance for the future behavior. This is a necessary process for growth. This is also a more mature performance. When we have the idea of self-examination, we can avoid making repeated mistakes. On the way to progress, self-examination is of positive significance. And the enlightenment words are sum up experience, pause, introspection, wisdom, and retreat. These are so summary and beautiful. All of the decks have different artists, so they all have a different vibe, and they all have different writers, so they all have different keywords. Well, I don't know. Keywords like flow might repeat in some of them, but self-examination, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen in any of the other ones. Maybe I've seen concentration. Look at this tiger. What is he concentrating on? It's a tiger doing a crystal ball reading. Interesting. Large-minded, simpleness, so small-minded, solitude. Ooh, I love the pictures on this. I feel like some of the decks more than others, the pictures really work well with the keywords, and I feel like this is one of those ones that the pictures are going to be really good with the keywords. So we've got frustration, and it looks like a tower moment where this glass has broken from this lightning bolt here. We have understanding. We've got the swans that live together. We have burn, postpone, choice. And there's a choice between these two gateways, but also a choice between like different seasons and things. So persistence with the cactus, trial, challenge. Oh, with the water here. I like this one a lot. Listen, attempt. Okay, opposite, sun and moon, and then we've got the balance of opposites, agreement, working with the animals there, praise, and a performance. Okay, apologize for taking this flower from its home, maybe. Recall the bubbles. Hope. Soft. This is really cute. Pouring out. Attract. Clear. Commitment. Gain. Thrifty. Firmness. Conservative. Ooh. It's like just me and you and nothing else. Law. Law. Just like the law of cycles or something, or growth. I don't know. Retro. Retro. Let's look in the book. I'm curious because I'm curious about law too. So let's look. 33. I'm losing my light because there's a storm always brewing. Every day it's raining. So here's the if you would like to read it for yourself. It says, so this I'm going to do law first. It says, in the cycle of time as a necessity and truth, law runs through the past, present, and future. It is the historical footprint of all the former and the foreseeable future of all things. But there are always some exceptions, showing the possibility of deviating from the rules. And the words are experience, summary, law, circulation, guide for the future, and possibility. Interesting. And then for retro, we've got here's the if you would like to read it. It says, it is the magic and charm of the time that things forgotten in the past and once declined reappear in front of people again and become popular and fresh. Things in the past do not necessarily belong to trash cans and recycle bins, but may also belong to museums and archives. As long as you are good at discovering, you can find those treasures that have already existed but have not yet had their values discovered. The Enlightenment words are outdated, old, revived, reborn, and innovation. I love this card, and I can see how that could be really useful to pull in a reading. All of these, really, I think that this is probably going to be very useful for grounding a reading, for clarifying. Um, this is a good one. I like this one a lot. This one might be one of my favorites so far. If you guys want to see all of the ones that I have so far, let me know. I think I have them all now. So this would be the final one. And again, that's the Nature Enlightenment cards. So here we are up against a standard size oracle. You can see that these are taller and narrow. They're almost like giant tarot cards. And so that's the size of them. And they are on like a plasticky linen. They shuffle really well. They are tall though, so I always have to side shuffle them. If you are have longer hands, I don't think you would have any trouble riffling this. It's very bendy. This is the Enlightenment. No, this is the Nature Enlightenment cards. Let me just see really quickly. Now I'm curious to see how these would go with the Summer Tarot. So let's just take a look, since we don't hardly have any light anyway. Okay, so we have Eight of Pentacles with Hope and the Empress. So we're working hard to build something, to nurture something, to make something grow. And maybe we're losing a little bit of our vibe, a little bit of our energy, a little bit of our hope. And the cards are suggesting that we keep our hope alive here. And on top of the work, the physical work, we also need to remember to keep our minds strong and keep our hope present. Four of Pentacles with the Six of Swords and gain. Sometimes we have to release in order to make space for other things, right? So maybe we're releasing something physical, maybe it's something mental that we're moving on from. But either way, when we step away from that, there is going to be then space to gain something new. The Six of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles and self-examination. Interesting. So we've got this family that's happening now and is thriving, but then also we're looking back at maybe what our family used to be. There's self-examination about that. Like, is your family, maybe this Ten of Pentacles arrived reversed, and it's like, my family's not what I want it to be. I want something more. I want it to be upright. So then we have to look into ourselves to see what were we doing that we stopped doing, or what did we were we standing on our laurels and that kind of thing. So I don't know. I like this. This is fun. Ooh, sorry about that. I had to stop. I couldn't see. I couldn't see even with my own eyes. So there was no amount of playing with the exposure that was gonna make you be able to see. So I had to stop. But I like this one together. Let's see how it looks with the Sage Rabbit. This one has a lot of natural elements as well. So maybe, I don't know. It's cute. Here, let's do 4, just so that Let's do it like that. Yes, that's better. Sometimes when things are drastically different in the sizing, it can it can throw me off. Um, but now I have enough sage rabbit on either side to really be able to see what I'm doing here, and if I like it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't mind this one either. Aesthetically, it's fine. It's a rabbit and people, so it's like a mix of the difference. For me, it doesn't bother me, especially with these single animal decks. So there's that. I don't know what he's doing here, cooking up something. It's very pretty. Yes, this is pretty. I like this. And I can see myself using these together as well. So I'm just going to pop this off to the side for a second while I look at this last deck. And then we can see if this one will also go with the Oracle. So this is the Little Theater Tarot. This is the last one. It comes in a hard magnetic box with a linen finish. And the cards are a little bit smaller than a normal tarot deck. They're probably around the size of like a little bit smaller than a Fournier deck, just a tiny bit smaller. So that's what they look like. And if I'm comparing them up against the bridge size Sage Rabbit, let's just get one of these out so you can see. So that's the difference in the sizes. This is actually even more narrow than this Sage Rabbit tarot by a little smidge. So it's quite narrow. Is a smidge a unit of measurement? I feel like it is. I feel like I have a baking kit with a smidge smidge spoon. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Here's the publisher information, everything for that, written by. So we have a different writer for this one. Okay, so it says the illustrator of this tarot deck, Wang Leji, is not only a watercolor artist, but also a tarot reader with more than 10 years' experience. When he was painting for this deck, he came up with an interesting idea and applied it to his illustrations. While creating a major arcana card, he randomly drew 3 cards as supplementary pictures for the main image of this card. Therefore, the deck you have in your hand now is very special. Based on the classic Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, this deck can be used as a general RWS tarot deck, but also provides an inspiring way of reading, taking the main image of a card as the center, while the 3 supporting characters of this card are supplementary roles. It's precisely because of the special card images that this deck provides the possibilities of more in-depth readings in addition to satisfying basic readings. The guidebook lists the basic meanings of each major arcana card as well as the name and meanings of its 3 supplementary cards. So here is it in Chinese in the front as usual, and then you got a couple of spreads here. There's some information. I'm just gonna move this so we can see the first card because this is an extra oracle card called Inspiration. So here's our full, and it gives some information on how to use these supplementary characters. So it says if you're a beginner, you can just use the full. You don't need to even engage with these. Or if you're an advanced reader, or if you want to advance your readings, you can use the full and then use these as an explanation for the card energy, or you can use this as the protagonist and these as the audience. Then you could consider yourself as one of these audience members and how you would see this protagonist, or how this protagonist would seem to one of these audience members. You could also, I would think, I mean, it doesn't say all that here, but I'm thinking to myself, I could use this as, the person I'm reading for, the querent, and then these can be like outside influences. So, there's a lot of ways that you can use these extra people here. I would need to get to know who they are if I didn't want to use the guidebook, but it says in the guidebook who everybody is. So let's see. This is the inspiration card. If you want to read about the inspiration card, it's written there. And then it says, at first sight, you'll notice the protagonist, who it represents the main theme and guidance of the card. And then you'll find the three supporting characters who are randomly involved in a plot. These three supplementary cards serve as additional interpretations and can be read in combination with the main part of the card. So for the full, you have the keywords: upright, a new start, innocence, wandering, adventure, fearless, lack of experience, travel, living in the moment. And then for reversed, negligence, recklessness, stupidity, blindness, rashness, irresponsibility, and impractical. And then the supplementary cards are, we have the Ten of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. So then it gives some explanation about the supplementary card. So it says, the start of the journey is filled with weariness. So here's our Ten of Wands. He's weary, as if compelled by some responsibility to begin. At the beginning of this journey, you may encounter an elder, the King of Cups, who points you in the right direction. The king is a mature figure who helps the fool ease the pressure that comes from responsibilities immersing in it, and awakening inner confidence and courage, making more preparations for the journey. And that would be, I guess, Seven of Swords, inner confidence and courage. Okay, that's cool. It's going to be fun trying to figure out who these are. So let's take a look at the cards. I'm going to keep this out just in case we need it. So for the inspiration card, it gives some, all of the things that you see in the card all have meaning. And so it tells you what the meanings of all of these symbols are. And then it says keywords: learning, exploration, progress, humility, and travel. So that is the inspiration card. And then let's go on. So we have the Fool here. We saw the Fool. He's cute. The very these big-headed these big-headed people, I don't know, they make me smile. All right. So for the Magician, our cards are Two of Cups, High Priestess, and the Nine of Wands down here. And for the High Priestess, we have the Three of Swords, Justice, and the Two of Wands as our supplementary cards. Cute. I like the way they look. I like the artwork. I like how um, they look like children, but their faces are so adult. This art style makes me smile. We have a knight, a devil, and who's this? Let me see. Which knight is this? The wands, the swords. Does he have a sword or a wand? I can't tell. What does it say in the book? Knight of Wands, devil, and a page of swords. Okay. We have here the Four of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is fun. This is fun. And I could see myself spending a lot of time with this guidebook and just playing with this. Look at all of the people on this card. Because you've got, even with the Hierophant too, because you've got the Hierophant and the two supplicants and then the three additional. And here we have the angel with the two lovers and then these three additional. That's fun. The Chariot here. Look at the faces on those sphinxes. The Strength card. This is what? The Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and who's that? Let me see. Where's my... So the supplementary cards are the King of Cups, Three of Cups. Oh, this is just one character from the Three of Cups, and then the King of Wands. The Hermit. We have the Ten of Wands again, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. No additional characters on this one, but I feel like this one has enough characters anyway, right? Justice, Hanged Man. We've got the Knight of Coins. I'm guessing this is the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. Let me find out. Okay, yeah. Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Star. And it says, all things in the world follow the law of energy conservation, and every annihilation is another form of rebirth in an endless cycle. You find yourself in a difficult situation, look firmly in one direction, and you will surely receive guidance from the star. Excuse me, I'm starting to yawn. Temperance. I'm getting tired, guys. The devil. Ooh, lots of people on this devil card. The tower. Who's on the tower? Oh, I gotta see. We're gonna be here all day if I look at all of these. Let me see. Two children from the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay, cool. So these are the two children from the Six of Cups, I'm guessing, and that's the Page of Cups. He's singing or something. He's very inspired. That's Page of Cups. He's a singer. The star. This is cute, y'all. This is cute. Um, they do have some cute decks sometimes. I have the skeletons one. I'll put it up here for you. So cute, so cute. And this is about the same size as well as that one. Ace of Wands. Okay, so now we're getting into the minors. There's no additional characters on the minors. So here's the Two of Wands, Three of Wands, and you can see it looks very RWS. It just looks like they're in a theater, like on a stage somewhere. You can see the stage underneath them, and the horse is like a prop horse, you know. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Eight. This is cute. Nine. So for my theater lovers out there, anybody out there into these sort of Greek tragedies, Shakespearean comedies and tragedies, that's what it looks like they're performing here on these stages. Ace, Two, Three of Cups. Cute. I love this, because it's it's a stage, so this can't fly. It's being hung from like a batten above the stage because it can't fly because it's in a theater. That's so funny. You see the strings? Three of Cups. Look at how cute they look. Here's the Four, and the cup is coming through the curtains. The Five. This is funny. Whoever did this has a sense of humor for sure. For sure. And you can see the drop cloth in the back with the scenery painted on. It's got the ripples in it. So, like, here's the 9, 10. Very cute. Here's our page. We saw him. He was a singer in the other one. So it's like, I guess when we're seeing them painted on the majors, they're painted a little bit differently. So it's not like a snapshot of them. Here's the Knight, the Queen, and here's our King of Cups, who looks to be a woman. That's cool. Ace, Swords with the coming through the curtains there, too, with the the moon hanging. Yeah, look, everything. I love this. I am. This is so cute. 6. Look at the boat with the wheels on it. Oh gosh, I'm a theater. I used to be a theater person. So this tickles me. Um this is tickling me too for sure. All the different ways you figure things out to make it happen when you have a low budget, you know? um Not everybody has those Broadway budgets. Here's the Six of Pentacles, the 7. This is cute. And it's very RWS, so it's going to be really easy to read. I think that's the most. I was looking at how, I was wondering what they have these standing up on. I'm guessing it's just like a piece of wood with this kind of carved into it, probably behind her, and a little bit in front of her to kind of give the depth there. That's so cute. Page, the Knight, Queen, got a little rabbit down there, and the King. This is that. We do have linen cardstock. It is a plasticky linen, just the same as the Oracle that I showed earlier. Shuffles well. It's a little bit stiff, but they are brand new. This is my first time shuffling them. I have a feeling they'll loosen up because the skeletons loosened up a little bit, not a lot though. So if you're hard on your cards, these are good and sturdy. They're small, so easy to manipulate for my hands. Keywords here. The Seven of Swords is actually down here, and it continues here. So it says upright, strategy, wit, self confidence, opportunistic, shortcut. Reversed, sincere advice, evaluation of gains and losses, a leaked plan. Clever people become victims of their own cleverness. I like that. Very good definition for the Seven of Swords. Let's read another major. Let's see, whichever the first major is that comes out. We'll do the Hierophant. If you'd like to read that for yourself. So it says upright, benevolent, goodness, aid, teaching, tradition, religion, influence. Reversed, garrulous, stubborn, old fashioned, weakness. Supplementary cards, the Tower, the Chariot, the Ten of Pentacles. Supplementary card explanation. If an authority figure acts against moral and legal principles, the punishment will not only lead to a collapse of reputation, but also to a downfall from which there is no chance of revival. Wealth and relationships gained will be lost, and all efforts will be in vain. Nice. So yeah, I'm probably gonna work with this in conjunction with the booklet to help me with this until I get used to these. They're not on all of them, which is helpful because if I had to learn these for 78 cards, I would be using the booklet until the end of days. And even if I am, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just I'll make sure I use this deck when I can have time to pull out the book. So yeah, let's take a look at it with the Oracle deck, and then we'll get out of here because I think this video is getting very, very long, and I've been filming it piecemeal, trying to get enough light for you guys to see. Okay, I feel like I hope you guys can see. It's a little bit brighter in here than it was earlier, but still quite dark. All right, so we've got the Five of Swords with the Hermit and frustration. Yeah, frustrated with the fact that the storm is taking away all of the light and it's making me feel like I'm in a cave. Yes, I'm quite frustrated. But there's really nothing that I can do about it, right? This is being done to me. So, there's that. Okay. Recall, like a memory. There's bubbles. I'm not sure what that means with the moon and the Nine of Wands. I mean, I know what recall means, but I'm wondering what this picture has to do with it. Healing with the star. Oh, and the Page of Cups. What do you guys think about this pairing? I think this Oracle deck is very versatile. If I had to rate them, I would say that I would rate them like the Summer Tarot is my favorite, and then maybe the Sage Rabbit, and then this one. But I still like this one too. I'm not like it's not like I don't hate it. You know what I mean? I would use it, and so I think that this could be like a nice little summer family to work with. So that's fun. I'm hoping that doing this will help me want to use summer decks because right now I'm still feeling this actually is feeling very spring to me, this actual particular card here. I'm still feeling the springy energy and I don't really want to move into summer. But I have a lot of summer decks that need to get used and they're being neglected. So I have one or more month really to get to it, or they're not going to get done because I'm going to be moving into fall in September. So I always move into like fall and Halloween in September. So yes, this is the very cute, very cute. So that's the little theater tarot. Here it is laid out if you're interested in seeing it that way. I like the borders on this because this is very busy. The artwork in itself is there's a lot of texture and lines in there, and it's small and then also busy. So I think that border helps me be able to see the difference between the cards, helps my eyes so that they don't feel tired trying to jump around because I'm looking at a lot in this card and then I need that break before I get to the next card. So the border helps for me. Um, you guys will have to let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. I am going to put links to Chengdu Arcana's website, the English site, so that if you're interested in purchasing directly from them, you could pick these decks up. I'm also going to put some links to a couple of resellers. Now, you'll have to do your own research as far as the shipping costs and what everything is going to cost and all that to where you live. But I'll put those links down below just so that you'll have them and you can have somewhere to start for getting legitimate decks. Okay, so those are all of the summer decks that I have here for you today from Chengdu Arcana. We have the Sage Rabbit Tarot, the Nature Enlightenment cards, the Little Theater Tarot, and the Summer Tarot. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you to Chengdu Arcana for sending these over to me. I really am excited to start working with them. And like I said, I'm hoping that they'll get me engaged in summer deck use. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Quick thumbs up helps my channel grow. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. I am excited to get into these, so check out my Instagram if you're interested in seeing them in use. That's where I use the cards, and you'll see them over there if you're interested. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.